We were watching Defunctland, the history of a Nickelodeon hotel.
In 1999, the children's network Nickelodeon
has 90 tabs open, all of them mangas on my phone.
Oh, I have hundreds of tabs open on my phone. I am always, you never know when we need it. And if I bookmark it, I will never go back to it. I have ADHD.
In 1999, the children's network Nickelodeon was changed forever with the premiere of a new cartoon series named SpongeBob SquarePants. Nickelodeon had developed many popular TV shows in its 20-year existence, but it had never had a hit like SpongeBob. The show debuted to high ratings, with an audience comparable to Nickelodeon's biggest series at the time, Rugrats. But SpongeBob found massive success in an area that other Nickelodeon shows hadn't: merchandising. The company had purposefully shied away from extending the brand to—
That's interesting, because I never owned any merchandise of SpongeBob, but apparently the merchandise were— See, guys, all TV shows are just promoting merchandise. That's it. TV shows exist for merchandise and nothing else. It's basically a glorified commercial.
Too far from the network itself. While Nickelodeon had turned some of its properties into toys, feature films, and video games, they feared that too much merchandise—
Yeah. And not just that, if the show doesn't do well with merchandise, they cancel it. There was like the Young Justice TV show that apparently they canceled because girls liked it and they were not expecting girls to like it. And they don't like when girls like boy things because there's less money in that.
would contradict the brand's goal of appealing to young audiences. Nickelodeon was supposed to appear as a network run by kids, for kids, and the executives—
That was 100% the reason. Because normally, when they make kids shows, they like to make kids shows for boys and for girls. So that way, if a family has a boy and a girl, they have to buy two different toys. But if the girl and the boy like the same show, that means the parents only have to buy one toy and they can share. And that means half of the money. So they canceled the show because girls liked it. How dare they?
believed that children could tell when they were being advertised to, thus interfering with the channel's primary objective. On top of this, a general distaste for the Walt Disney Company and its practices had solidified Nickelodeon's motivation to limit size and avoid feeling corporate. All of this was thrown out the window after SpongeBob premiered. The potential profit from merchandising the show's characters and settings—
Oh my god, they're like, we're gonna be less corporate. SpongeBob's a huge success, let's make more money!
was too large to ignore, and the title character would turn into Nickelodeon's unofficial mascot, its own Mickey Mouse, within just a few years. It appeared as though Nickelodeon was cashing in, but they were still concerned with expanding outside of their comfort zone and tarnishing their brand. In lieu of building its own stores like Disney, a type of project that was deemed too risky, Nickelodeon instead licensed its properties to anyone that wanted them.
Oh my god, look at that. Look at that. Too much. Too much SpongeBob. You think there's a grown-ass person with like a house just filled with SpongeBob? I bet there is.
If you could slap a SpongeBob sticker on it, then Nickelodeon would sign a document that legally allowed you to slap a SpongeBob sticker on it. And since they were already beginning to look like their main—
That's kind of smart. That's low-key kind of smart. Let anybody create your merchandise so you can make money even more. And you don't have to make as much merchandise.
competitor.
If anybody wants to make Camellia_VT merchandise, you can pay for my licensing fee. I've heard the voice actor SpongeBob absolutely hates it. He did an over-the-top thinking that the channel would run a couple of years at best. Yeah, I believe that. I believe that.
Why not act like them too? And what's more Disney than rushing into a huge, difficult project fueled by temporary success?
It's kind of weird looking at a picture like this of Disney World.
Welcome to the Nick Hotel. Going up?
Aww. That's cute.
On October 9th, 2003, Nickelodeon announced that they had formed a partnership
I love how the CGI is so bad. It looks like a really old video game.
with the hotel chain Holiday Inn for the purpose of transforming its Orlando resort, the Holiday Inn Family Suites Resort, into the first ever Nickelodeon hotel. The property was less than 5 years old, having just opened in the summer of 1999. The resort was Holiday Inn's first all-suite hotel, featuring 800 suites, 2 pools, water playgrounds.
You know what? I bet back in 1999, this was not that expensive to go and stay a night in. Nowadays, it's probably like $1,000 to sleep in a hotel that has 2 pools.
A restaurant, and a food court. The hotel was located just east of the Walt Disney World Resort, and transportation was provided to all 4 Disney parks. Nickelodeon had originally considered constructing a new resort
so close to the parks? That's gutsy. That's gutsy.
Themselves, but decided against this due to their constant fear of failure. Orlando was of course the perfect location for the resort's pilot test. It had a huge tourist population of families and young children, and the company had 2 attractions at Universal Studios Florida, Nickelodeon Studios and the newly opened Jimmy Neutron's Nicktoon Blast. The Holiday Inn was located closer to
because Neva, you can have the children's pool and the secret adult pool.
Walt Disney World than it was to Universal Studios, but Nickelodeon would take what they could get. During the announcement, Nickelodeon revealed that they had plans to build 4 more resorts throughout the country. The transformation of the Holiday Inn Family Suites Resort was to be completed in early 2005, and the renovation would cost an estimated $20 million. Nickelodeon began advertising the resort leading up to its release, and parents began to book their stays at the new hotel.
I mean, I don't trust any corporation, to be honest. They're always out for money.
Did you hear? Nickelodeon has built a hotel just for you.
Just for me?
The brand new Nickelodeon Family Suites by Holiday Inn in Orlando, Florida. You get your own bedroom.
My own bedroom?
2 humongous pools with slides and flumes. A giant
Slides!
arcade. And live Nick entertainment. Parents can book reservations by logging on to
Live Nick! Can I get slimed?
www.nickhotel.com or call 1-866-GO-TO-NICK.
On March 9, 2005, the Nickelodeon Family Suites Holiday Inn, commonly referred to as the Nick Hotel, opened its doors. Guests would walk up to the bright orange resort, with
This looks really funny.
characters peeking through the window of the main entrance. This led to the lobby and check-in desk. There were 4 room layouts that guests could choose from. The first was a 1-bedroom suite designed for 1 to 2 people. This included a king-sized bed, full kitchen, and a dishwasher.
Dude, there's a full kitchen.
The second was a 2-bedroom kid suite.
Dude, the ad was in 2005. That's not that long ago.
This included a private parents' room, a living area, a bathroom, and a themed kids' room. The kids' room would either feature a bunk bed or 2 twin beds, and the rooms were themed to different Nickelodeon properties, such as SpongeBob, The Fairly OddParents, Jimmy Neutron, Dora the Explorer, Rugrats, Danny Phantom, and more. Guests could request a specific character
What's with this terrible blankets? That's the ugliest thing I have ever seen.
room and would be assigned to it if available. The kids' rooms also featured a television, and some came with a PlayStation 2. Guests could rent
a PlayStation 2? Guys, I would have loved this as a child. I have not seen the new Fairly OddParents show, but I want to. The art style looks so cool. Maybe that's what we should watch in Discord. Fairly OddParents.
games from the hotel for $5 or bring their own. There was also a CD player and an activity table in most of the suites. Unlike the parents' room, there was no door separating the kids' room from the living area. This was due to a county law
I mean, that makes sense. It's safety issues, right?
restricting doors on kid suites for safety reasons. The parents' room was unthemed and featured 2 side tables, a closet, a 20.
It's not unthemed. It's on the theme of ugly. It's on the ugly theme. This looks like from the freaking Cat in the Hat. All these old 90s and early 2000 cartoons have mature jokes. These adults thought they could hide inappropriate jokes into kids' shows. But kids never got it. I didn't get traumatized. There's too many colors. Like there's orange, and then there's nice green, and then there's another weird orange, and then there's like this blue, and then yellow, and then green. I don't know. I hate it. I hate it so much.
25-inch TV, and a makeup desk. The main living area featured a pull-out.
What are these clashing patterns? Look at this. This like flower pattern little single seat, and then this like freaking sofa with this like, what is this? And then the floor? It's not just 90s, it's 90s vomit.
Pull-out couch, a rocking
This was built in 2005.
chair, a dining table, and a 25-inch TV. The third suite layout was a 3-bedroom kid suite. This came with 2 private parent rooms, both with king-sized beds, a themed kids' room with a bunk bed and pull-out cot, a full kitchen, a full dining room, and 2 bathrooms. The fourth and final
See, this one looks nicer. The sleek one, guys.
layout was Nick Hotel's honeymoon suite, called the Nick at Night Suite.
Oh, yeah.
This
The Nick at Night Suite, ayo! A honeymoon suite?
included a heart-shaped whirlpool,
What?
mood lighting, scented bath lotion, an extra-large shower,
Shower for 2, baby.
and only 1 private bedroom.
Leave those kids at home.
For some reason, these rooms didn't last very
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, chat. Oh no, chat. Oh no, chat. Chat. It's so stinky. It's so stinky. I can't breathe. It's not a fart. It's like a sewage. It's so bad. Can't breathe. I might die. Goodbye, chat. I can't. I'm not even joking, chat. I can't breathe. It's so bad. I'm smelling the sex suite. It's so sticky. Oh my god. I'm not even joking. It is so stinky. It's so bad. It's so bad. I have to hold my nose shut. It's so bad. Oh my god. I don't know what it is. I think my roommate is doing something in the kitchen. You know this you know the smell of backwash from a toilet? That's what it smells like. It smells so bad. Okay, I have my little smelly blanket. I'm just gonna sniff it. Whenever it gets bad, I'll sniff my scented oil blanket. We can continue the video now. I'm gonna leave that part in the video when I post it on YouTube. This is the lesson, guys. Go look at your fridge. This is what we're learning from today. Go look at your fridge and check to see if you have any moldy, stinky food in there. Okay, we're gonna stop. Okay, we have the. Okay, let's continue.
long, and it seems that they were discontinued within a few years of the hotel's opening. All suites had the option of a wake-up call from a Nickelodeon character, and simple room service was available. The suites opened from the outside, resulting in the kids' suites
Wait. Did that have the prices of the room service on there?
a wake-up call from a Nickelodeon character, and simple room
That's pretty expensive for back then. Guys, $20 for shrimp shrampy? Would that be $60 now? Because this is like 2006.
room service was available. The suites opened from the outside, resulting in the kids' suites having no windows. 14 6-story buildings housed the suites. The main
Oh my god, a lagoon pool? Mini golf course? Whoa!
structure comprised of 9 buildings, enclosing the lagoon pool, and the other 5 buildings enclosed the oasis pool. The main area also featured the lobby,
By the way, every time I go, it's me smelling the blanket because it's stinky. My house will never smell good again, chat.
the fitness center, and Studio B, which was a space for special events such as conferences, birthday parties, and starting in 2009 for inexplicable reasons,
So it cancels the bad smell. So Damon took a face towel and he put a little essential oil on it. So when I put my face into the face towel, all I smell is essential oils. It's only $30 now? Wow, that was way too overpriced back then. Is the Nickelodeon hotel still a thing? It's so stinky, chat.
weddings. The lagoon pool featured a basketball court,
A
mini
basketball-
golf, a pool and a kiddie area, the Lagoon Bar and Grill poolside restaurant, and a large water park. The main attraction for children
This looks so fun, but I guarantee they would kick me off being like, what's this fucking old ass gremlin doing on this water park thing? But I would do it.
staying at the resort. The water park featured large cutouts of Nickelodeon characters, multiple water slides, water features, and a large water bucket at the top of the structure. This would periodically fill up, tip over, and douse guests with water. And at certain times of the day, the water would be colored green to simulate slime.
Ayo! I want to be slimed.
This was treated as a special event, with hotel employees gathering everyone and getting them excited for the mass sliming. The
To children, anybody over 18 is old.
Oasis pool area featured another poolside bar a kiddie area, a spa, and a
A
less
spa?
elaborate water park. This was supposed to be the more relaxing area than the often crowded lagoon pool.
The Zen alternative spot.
In between the two hotel structures would be a building referred to as the mall. The mall featured an
mall?
arcade, a kids spa, and a gift shop, which sold both Nickelodeon and Universal Studios merchandise.
Of course, you gotta have that merch shop so you know. Otherwise, how else do you prove that you went to the Nick Hotel? Besides these horrible colors. Oh my god.
There was a 4D theater, which had a 3D screen, moving seats, bubbles, and water effects. This would show a SpongeBob 4D film, as well as 15-minute highlight reels from recent movies, such as the Ice Age franchise, and later, Pacific Rim. There was also a theater named
There was Pacific Rim in the Nick Hotel movie theater?
Studio Nick for game shows and live character shows. When the hotel opened, Studio Nick had 2 game shows, Who Knows Best and Nick Live. Who Knows Best was a game show that tested how well families knew each other, while Nick Live was a show in which families would compete against other families in physical challenges and trivia, with the winner getting slimed. A smaller scale version of this show called Nick Live Poolside would be performed by the Lagoon Pool, with a small dunk tank dedicated to the show. The Nick Hotel also had a wide array of dining options. The mall had
I don't like how SpongeBob's lips looks like testicles. That was a bad choice.
its own food court, with restaurants rotating in and out from time to time. Restaurants included A&W, Pizza Hut Express, Antonio's Pizzeria, and Starbucks. There was a buffet open for breakfast and lunch, an adult bar named
Sorry guys, the smells are overwhelming because the essential oils on my little tea towel is very strong too. And the smell of the swamp water is very strong. And so it's like a lot of smells.
the Nick at Night Lounge, and the hotel's signature restaurant.
Hey, look, it's Aang. Or as the Americans say, Ong. But also the ball lips. Look at that ball lips.
The Nicktoons Cafe. This reservation-only character dining restaurant served a breakfast and dinner buffet. The main appeal of the Nicktoons Cafe was, of course, the character meet and greets.
And now,
I'm making fun of the old freaking M. Night Shyamalama Ding Dong movie.
brief tangent on Nickelodeon character costumes.
Oh, are we going to talk about the SpongeBob butt lips?
The Nick Hotel allowed guests to meet many of their favorite Nickelodeon characters. There were meet and greets set up throughout the hotel, Studio Nick character shows such as SpongeBob Live, and dance parties in the pool area. The art of turning a 2-dimensional cartoon into a 3-dimensional walk-around costume is underappreciated. If done correctly, it can bring a beloved character to life. If done incorrectly, it is creepy. Today, Disney's walk-around characters rarely come off as unsettling. This is because of the talented actors that portray them, the brilliant artists that design them, and years of trial and error. Nickelodeon did not have the benefit of the latter.
M. Night deserves to be prosecuted to the fullest of the law for making that terrible movie. But, you know what? They still have better wigs than in the new freaking Avatar movie TV show that Netflix did. The wigs are so bad in that one. So bad. These costumes are crazy, guys. Look, Dora. We were watching Dora. Can you say Dora? Chat, can you say Dora?
All of the Nick Hotel character costumes seem to be designed in such a way that the characters appear as though they are always smiling for a picture. However, this only works if they are staring directly at the camera, which they almost never are. On the other hand, Disney
Thank you. Yes, Dora. Oh, Dora. It's still stinky.
These costumes are designed to be multi-purposed. For instance, when Mickey is smiling for a picture, he will tilt his head up slightly. By design, he appears to be smiling more from this angle. When he tilts his head back down, he is still smiling, but it is more neutral, as opposed to relentless and terrifying. Also, most Disney costumes are designed for some amount of neck movement. This gives the characters more life, as they don't appear as walking sculptures. Many of Nickelodeon's costumes
I'd rather be looking at a Furby.
featured heads that were too large to move. This resulted in a surplus of premium-grade nightmare fuel. Made worse if the children actually did have a nightmare, they would turn on their
Oh no, those poor kids.
bed light to reveal the character staring at them while they sleep. In short, every character at the Nick Hotel looked like they were on drugs at all times. Characters appearing at the resort included SpongeBob,
I love how his ball lips, his ball sack lips are right at children's height. That was totally not done on purpose.
Squidward, Sandy, Patrick, Mr. Krabs, Dora, Boots,
Mr. Krabs looks perpetually angry and freaked out, and I love it.
Diego, Blue,
Ugh.
Danny Phantom,
Ugh.
Aang, Cosmo.
Also, you guys notice that her eyes are not perfectly circular? Like, these parts of the eyes are circular, but the irises are not perfectly circular. Like, somebody f***ed up when they were cutting out the eyes. All these children's souls are now inside her. Mm-hmm.
Wanda,
We need a horror game that's just like what happened at Nick Hotel.
Jimmy Neutron, Angelica, the Power Rangers,
The Power Rangers look cool though. The Power Rangers look pretty solid.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles,
Ugh.
Millie and Geo of Team Umizoomi, Ming Ming Duck Ling, Fanboy and Chum Chum,
Ugh.
Chase and Marshall, the Paw Patrol dogs, Pablo, the Bubble Guppies,
Ah.
and Little Bill.
Hold on.
Guppies and Little
Why? Why? Why does this exist? Why? Why does this exist? And why is his forehead the space of another face? I have not seen this, Jacobo. Why? Have I not suffered enough from the sting? Now I have to look at this? Why?
Little Bill. The costume designs improved over time, but they were still not optimal for character shows.
But Squidward, today is the day that we honor the greatest sandwich in the 7 seas, the Krabby Patty!
Behind them all, there
He's trying so hard to act as well as he could.
was a man-made lake. While it was not accessible to guests, various statues of Nickelodeon characters were placed on it. The hotel also had Christmas festivities named the Let It Snow Celebration. The resort was decorated in bright Christmas lights, and it offered hot chocolate and s'mores around fire pits.
Yummy.
Many of the walk-around characters were dressed in seasonal costumes, and there was a special Studio Nick character show called Celebrate Nickmas. So how much
Neckmas? Neckmas? Okay.
did it cost? The renovation to create the resort ended up costing around $25 million,
Whoa.
and a total of 777 suites were available to book. Prices fluctuated throughout the year. A 2-bedroom kid suite cost between $135 and $275.
That's so cheap! Did you hear that? 135 or 175. That is so cheap. You cannot find a 1-bedroom hotel for that price. Unless you're in the middle of murder country.
$5 a night, while a 3-bedroom kid suite cost between $300 and $600 a night. The buffet was around $10 for adults, $8
$10 buffet? The good old days. Also, these creepy art.
for kids, and free for anyone under 12.
No. It was a lot back then, but it would be even more now. Like inflation in the last 4 years has been absolutely ridiculous. It would 100% be $1,000 now.
The Nicktoons Cafe character dining cost $17 for an adult and $10 for kids. An all-access wristband in later years would allow guests access to the 4D experience and other activities in the mall area. This cost around $20. So if you did the
What? That's so cheap. You can't even go to Disney Park for that cheap.
math, a family of 4 spending 2 nights and a full day at the hotel would cost over $750 during peak season. While this was expensive,
And that's during peak season. That's so cheap.
the Nick Hotel operated as a resort, with enough activities and attractions to keep guests on property during their stay. This was different than Disney, as more often than not, Walt Disney World Resort hotel guests will be purchasing tickets to one or more of the property's theme parks. On April 30th, 2005, just over a month after the Nick Hotel opened its doors, Nickelodeon Studios at Universal
Wait, there was a Star Wars spaceship hotel? I know about the Star Wars boat cruise.
Studios Florida closed. A time capsule had been buried outside of the studio in 1992. Kids voted on what they wanted to be placed in the capsule, and items such as a Back to the Future VHS, an MC Hammer CD, and a Nintendo.
A piece of the Berlin Wall? Who brought the piece of the Berlin Wall? Bubblegum? I love how Bubblegum and the piece of the Berlin Wall went into the same time capsule.
Nintendo Game Boy were buried. The capsule was to remain for 50 years, to be opened in 2042. After Nickelodeon Studios closed, the time capsule was moved to the Nick Hotel where it was reburied and displayed for guests. The Nickelodeon Hotel continued to operate normally for over a decade, adding new entertainment options and shows periodically. In May of 2012, Double Dare Live, a new game show at Studio Nick based off of the hit TV show, debuted. In 2014, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Summer of the Shell began. Some rooms were rethemed to the heroes, and a laser maze based off of the TV show was added to the mall.
A laser maze, let's go. I mean, it was kind of like an amusement park. But the laser room sounds cool.
In 2015, the Nick Hotel celebrated its 10th anniversary. But just a month after the celebration ended, the Nick Hotel would receive some devastating news. On January 29, 2016, Nickelodeon announced that the Nickelodeon Family Suites would be rebranded back into a Holiday Inn. The news, while sad for many, was not necessarily shocking. There were a few signs that the Nick Hotel might not be around for much longer. For one, Nickelodeon had a severely reduced presence at Universal Studios Florida, since Nickelodeon Studios had closed in 2005 and Jimmy Neutron's Nicktoon Blast had closed in 2011. While walk-around characters still appeared at the park, there was no attraction dedicated to Nickelodeon. This made marketing.
This lady's outfit, why? What is she? What's the point in her? And this is the, okay, hold on. To show you guys this crazy fish. Do you see this? You see this craziness? Do you see this crazy fish? What is that? She looks like she has no teeth. Bad representation of a goldfish. Yup. That's for sure. You think? I've never seen this fish in SpongeBob. Clearly she's from SpongeBob because this is the whole SpongeBob thing.
Getting the resort and the park together slightly more difficult.
And she looks really bored too. Like, lift my legs and move.
And more than anything, it was an indication that an era of Nickelodeon was over. By 2016, the original branding was dated, as all of the shows, except SpongeBob and the Fairly Odd Parents, had ended. Another issue was that the concept for the resort was flawed from the beginning.
That's true. All these shows are like done. Now what do? You know? They have to redo the characters because all these shows are gone. Nobody cares about these shows anymore.
The Nick Hotel operated like an all-inclusive resort, similar to those found in tropical destinations. The problem was that the Nick Hotel was in the middle of Orlando. This made guests feel claustrophobic, as the resort was not sitting next to an ocean. They also wanted to go experience Orlando's many attractions. But for the price of the Nick Hotel, guests needed to stay on property to get their money's worth. However, these were all minor issues. The biggest reason for the debranding was Nickelodeon's new partnership with Charisma Hotels. This was created to build Nickelodeon resorts throughout the world. The company had never gone through with the plans for expansion with Holiday Inn, most likely due to the Nick Hotel not being a massive success. The resort was popular, but it was clear that the Holiday Inn concept wouldn't work outside of Orlando. The first Nickelodeon resort with Charisma Hotels would open in Punta Cana in the Dominican Republic later in 2016.
Interesting. They actually opened up a second location in 2016. Wow.
The new resort would have many attractions.
Hi, couple. Thank you for the redeem. Hello. It's me, Amelia.
Similar to the Nick Hotel, but it had a more elegant and subtle design and was located on a beach. The Punta Cana resort was met with glowing reviews.
The Nick Hotel sounds like a fun place for playful adventures and exciting experiences. I would soar through the high-flying challenges and mystical quests it offers. Anything can happen in such a whimsical place. Ready for more mischief?
So much mischief and whimsy.
And another resort is set to open in Riviera Maya, Mexico in 2019. Since Nickelodeon...
I wonder if this opened up in 2019. Can anybody look that up? Did this open up in 2019? Because look at that. That would be kind of dynamite. You can live in a pineapple under the sea.
Was focusing on a more luxurious resort brand. They decided to end their licensing contract with Holiday Inn. There was also one more reason for the closure. The hotel was not in great shape.
Oh.
The Nickelodeon Hotel, 10 years later. These images may be disturbing.
Oh. Ah! 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 Oh. Oh. Ah. Oh. Oh. Ugh. Whose blood was that?
By 2016, the Nick Hotel desperately needed a renovation. This meant either updating all of the Nickelodeon characters and properties, or removing them completely. The timing just happened to be perfect to end the contract. The resort was to receive a $30 million renovation along with the debranding. It was set to reopen on April 17, 2016. However, construction delays pushed the project back nearly 2 months. Having been announced in January that it was to close, this put the Nick Hotel in a state of limbo for 5 months. And the
Wow, 5 months, just an empty hotel.
hotel stayed open for most of the transformation. During this time, certain activities were discontinued, buildings were being repainted, and logos were being removed. The time capsule was once again dug up and moved to the Nickelodeon studios in Burbank. Less people were staying at the hotel during this time, and the resort felt abandoned. Many of the themed kid suites remained, despite the rest of the hotel being given a blue paint job and replacing all Nickelodeon logos with Holiday Inn. Many of the TVs and appliances had not been replaced since the hotel opened. The mall area was almost completely silent, with many of the attractions and restaurants being renovated or removed.
It's like a ghost town up in here.
Finally, on June 1st, 2016, the resort reopened as the Holiday Inn Orlando Suites. The hotel still hosts family game shows, the food court reopened with some new restaurants, the water bucket is now dyed dark blue at certain times, the 4D theater now shows some generic movie, the laser maze is now themed to Batman, and the gift shop now sells both Nickelodeon and Disney merchandise. The prices have also dropped significantly, now typically below $100 a night.
Dude, that's cheap. That's cheap. Look at that. $71 a night. I can't find any hotel for that.
For a room with a kid suite. The Nick Hotel was an interesting experiment to say the least, because it didn't not work. Attendance was consistent, it wasn't completely neglected by either company, and it avoided what would have probably been a disastrous expansion. At the same time, it wasn't perfect. The design was cheesy, the activities were immature, and
I don't know what, nowadays there's no motel that cheap. There's no, if you can find a motel that cheap, you're in murder country.
there was little to nothing for parents. Plus, Holiday Inn, known more for having economical prices rather than luxurious facilities, was probably not the best choice for the partnership. Nickelodeon made the right decision in partnering with Charisma Hotels, and it is possible that many new Nickelodeon resorts will open in the future. While these new resorts best the Nickelodeon family suites in almost every category, it is still disappointing to see such an elaborate entertainment experience disappear. Seeing the debranded hotel, a skeleton of what it once was, is devastating to those that stayed there and the many more that wanted.
I mean, it seems like they're still making Nickelodeon hotels, just not in Florida anymore.
To. While it might be gone, the Nick Hotel leaves behind a decade of memories of Nickelodeon fans having the best day ever.
Yeah, it seems like there's more. There's still a bunch that exist, and there's one in Mexico apparently. Do you think I should save up and go do a GoFundMe so Cammy can go to a Nick Hotel just for the sake of it? No children, just Cammy. Just Cammy in a Nick Hotel for the hell of it. In Cancun.